Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are watching this live, please just comment live below and please let me know if you can hear me. I'm just going to check it out on my phone so that I can keep track of any comments that are coming in, any questions that are coming in, and we'll get started in just a moment. In the meantime, too, if you do have any questions regarding sales, feel free to pop them in the comments. And yeah. All right, amazing. So today we are talking about 5 deadly sins of sales. Now, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because there are so many things out there about the strategies to improve your sales and get more sales, but there are also things that you should stop doing when it comes to sales as well. This is because these 7 deadly sins are things that are going to leave money on the table, they're going to push clients away, they're going to keep you away from your best clients, and they're going to keep you from growing the business in a way that you really want to grow it. I also do want to mention today that I'm rocking this beautiful necklace that my son Nathan made for me yesterday. I thought it went nicely with these earrings, so I just thought that was a nice thing to see. All right, so let's get started into it. Number 1, the first deadly sin of sales. Hey, Jatixa. Hey, Sally. Nice to see you. First deadly sin, right, is wrong clients. Having the wrong clients. Now, this is why I always stress to people how important it is to have a marketing plan in place or a business plan in place that clearly defines your market segments as well as where they are. This is so, so important. I see way too many women in business who have a spaghetti at the wall marketing approach where they're posting on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Pinterest and just everywhere because they just want clients and they forget to focus. They forget to refine. Good morning, Susan. Nice to see you. And what happens with this is with this spaghetti at the wall approach, you end up wasting time, energy, money, resources on people who are never going to buy from you. And that is so much wasted, right? It's wasted money, it's wasted time. You might come across someone who seems really excited to work from you, and then you send them a proposal and they go, oh, no, I don't want to do that. It's too expensive, or it's not what I thought it was going to be. There'll be people who say things like, oh, I hope I get my money's worth, or how do I know I can trust you? How do I know I'll get something out of it? At the same time, this may be an issue with, you communicating your value. But at the end of the day, if you are targeting people who are not your ideal clients, you're not going to get any money from them. You're not going to be able to give them the right value because you won't be a good fit for them either, right? And it's so important that we work with people and build audiences with people who are the right fit for us and our business. So that's sin number 1, having the wrong clients. Sin number 2, having no strategy. Like I mentioned before, and similarly to number 1, if your strategy for sales is just post in as many places as possible, be as visible in as many places as possible, and you have no strategy, you're wasting a lot of energy, your resources, your time, your money. All of these things are finite. You are only one person, and if you are a small business and you are the only one doing work in your business, you need to really value your time, your energy, and your money, all of your resources that you have available to you. What you should do instead is to have a strategy in place for how your sales is going to work. How are you going to approach customers? At what point are you going to send the proposal? At what point are you even going to talk about price? How are you going to qualify them? How are you going to know that they could be a good fit for your business? Hi, Samantha. Nice to see you. This is so, so important. It's not good enough to just go out there and, promote yourself, promote your business and your services, and just expect things to happen, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I know it's such a cheesy saying, but it's very true. You need to have a strategy for your sales. Otherwise, you are potentially losing valuable, precious time, energy, and money that you could be putting towards activities in your marketing and sales that are actually going to make you money, right? Thanks, Sally. Good to know. All right, sin number 3 is having a feature focus. I see this all the time when I do a marketing audit for people and I go to their website and it talks all about their product or service. It says, when you work with me, you get this and this and this and this and this, right? It's all about your product or your service. And there's nowhere to be seen about what difference it actually makes in their life. what value they're going to get out of it, how their life or business is going to look different. If all you do in your marketing is talk about the features of your product or service, what it's like working with you, that's not going to be enough. When your customers come to your socials, your website, your newsletter, whatever it is, okay, no worries, Sally. When they come to your website, if all they read about is your features, you know your features. You are the professional, you're the expert. You know what you do back to front. Your customers don't, especially if you're in an industry where you have a lot of industry jargon or terminology or things like that. Your customer is going to come to your website, read those words and go, okay, well, that's nice that you do bank reconciliation and financial reports, but I don't know what that means. Okay, and confused buyers don't buy. The brain is very, very sensitive when it comes to buying decisions. If there's any confusion or any vagueness at all, it just will not buy. There will be no purchase intention there, right? Remember too that pricing is all about people's willingness to pay. So when you're selling to someone, you're wanting to try and generate and develop a high willingness to pay with them so that they're willing to pay you what you're worth. If they come to your website and all they read about is features, their willingness to pay is only going to be here, right? Because it's stuff they don't understand. It's stuff that they don't get. You might tell them that you might create a website for them or run a PT session for them, or you might, do some admin services for them, but they don't know, because you haven't communicated, what difference that's actually going to make in their business and in their life, right? That's what they really value. That's what they're really looking for. That's where their willingness to pay is up here, right? All right, sin number 4 is self-focus. Now, this is really closely attached to feature focus, but this is where you talk all about yourself, right? You talk about the fact that you have 20,000 years of experience in your field. You talk about the fact that you have a degree. You talk about how you've worked with so many people in this industry before. Jatixa says, I often fall into features instead of benefits. It's a habit to change. Absolutely, because that's where we're comfortable, Jatixa. Even as a pricing expert, I'm really comfortable with pricing jargon and I can talk about it all day long. But if my customers don't understand it and they don't care about it, I am never going to resonate with them and I'm never going to compel them to want to buy from me. All right, so self-focus. If you're talking about things to do with you, right? So your experience, the industry that you've worked in, your degrees and things like that, it's the same thing. If you come to me and you say, okay, well, I have, 10 degrees in all of these different things, my response is, okay, well, that's fine, but what difference does it make for me? If I give you my money, what's going to happen? Because that's the risk analysis, the threat analysis that my brain is going through, right? It's saying, okay, well, if I give them my money, what's going to happen? So if all you do is you come to me and you say, well, I have 10 years experience and I have 20,000 degrees and I've worked with 1 million people and blah, 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 and blah, 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 I still don't know. I don't have an image in my head of how that's going to change my life or my business. Therefore, again, it's something I have a very low willingness to pay for. It's really important that, and even after this live finishes, go through your website, go through your socials and just make sure, how much are you talking about yourself? How much are you talking about your features, as we mentioned with the last deadly sin, right? This is so, so important. Your communications, your marketing should be talking mostly about your customers, not about yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, what your customer wants to buy is something for them. It's something that's going to change their life, change their business. Okay, they're not there because you have that degree or because you've worked with so many people or because of all those wonderful features that you have. They're not there for that. All they care about is the result that you can get for them, because that is the value that they are looking for. Jatixa says, my website needs a major overhaul. Absolutely, and like a lot of us do. It's a very common challenge to Jatixa. I mean, I'm sure, there have been times, I'm sure there are pages on my website that aren't perfect, right? Because it's a very easy habit to fall into, and we need to make sure that we are checking. I do like to check my website and make sure that it is all about my customers and not all about me. All right, final sin for today, underpricing or not charging enough. We all know that most small businesses fail within the first 5 years. The main reason for this is that they run out of money. They don't make enough money, right? There's not enough profitability. And what's the main driver of profitability in a business? It's pricing. More than cost cutting, more than operations management, more than anything else, pricing is and we know this from research. Research has shown that pricing is the biggest driver of profitability in a business. And it's also one of the biggest indicators of long-term success and viability. If you want your business to last more than into next year, if you want your business to be here in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years time, you need to have really great pricing that is making your business profitable. When you undercharge, a few things happen, right? When you undercharge, you feed that part of yourself that doubts yourself. Okay, when you refuse to step out of that comfort zone and into a zone where you're pricing slightly higher, and I'm not talking about charging exorbitantly more so that you feel really uncomfortable and scared and anxious. No. We don't want to do that. We don't want you to be feeling scared about pricing, right? We just want you to take a step out of your comfort zone, just a step, right? So that you're slightly uncomfortable, because in that space is where you're going to find growth. Right? So when you undercharge, you feed the part of you that doubts yourself. You feed the part of you that says, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be here. Who do I think I am? Maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I'm not an expert. Right? You feed that part of yourself when you undercharge, because then there's no chance that people will pay you more. It's self-sabotage, ultimately. Another thing I wanted to point out that goes with this deadly sin of undercharging is that research has shown that when you discount something, it has a negative effect on purchase intention. Let me say that again. When you discount, it creates a negative effect on purchase intention. That means that any purchase intention that the prospect had before, when you discount, it goes down. They want it less. And the reason for that is when you discount, you decrease the perceived value of your offering. Yeah, exactly, Jadek. So we don't want to put people off, right? And that's one of the things we do when we undercharge. When we undercharge, the other thing we do as well is we signal lack of confidence. We signal that here is where I see my worth. Here is where I'm confident enough to charge. It tells people I'm only confident in myself enough to charge this much. And if you're in a saturated market, this compounds the effect even more. If you think about it, if you walk into a car yard and all of the cars are around $60,000, $70,000 and you come across a car that's $500, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? It's a lemon. It's not reliable. It's not safe. It's shit. It's not going to work. It's a crappy car. I don't want it. You've never seen this car before. You haven't driven it. You don't know anything else about it. All your brain has done has made a story about your price, because that's what prices do. That's what brains make out of prices. They make stories out of them. And your customers are doing exactly that when you put a price out there, especially if you're in a saturated market, so you've got lots of competitors, is that people are looking at your price, your competitor's price, and they make a story about it. So have a think about that. What story is your pricing telling people? Is it telling them that you are, in line with your colleagues and peers? Is it telling them that you aren't? That you're not as good, that you are that $500 car? And if so, then we need to talk, right? Because I don't want you to be that $500 car. I want you to be the other cars that are making tracks and making good money, right? That's what we want to have. So to recap, those are the 5 deadly sins of sales. So we've got wrong clients, so not approaching and not attracting and not knowing who our ideal clients are. No strategy. If you have no strategy, then you're wasting resources and money. Feature focused, you're talking too much about the features of your product or service. Self-focus, so talking about yourself, your experience, more than you talk about the value, the results that your clients are going to get. Underpricing, okay? Charging too little. Allowing people and teaching people what to pay you, right? Teaching people how much you value yourself. Okay, now the thing I want to tell you as well is that there are actually 7 deadly sins of sales. I've shared 5 with you today. I'm going to be sharing all of the 7 and a lot more in my workshop next week, which is called Mastering Sales, How to Sell Without the Sleaze. The objective of this workshop is that you'll come away with really practical, helpful insights to help you stop sabotaging yourself. Right? To stop telling people that you're not confident in yourself. Good morning, Dawn. No worries. Good to see you. To stop you from sabotaging yourself, from giving into that part of you that doesn't believe in yourself, so that you can start attracting the right clients. You can start making more money, so that you can stop worrying about, the proposals that you send out, so that you can stop worrying that maybe you've priced it too high or too low, right? To give you that confidence. So that's what next week's workshop will be all about in Mastering Sales. I did want to let you know too that if you're a part of my membership, the Court & Co Club, you actually get these monthly workshops for free. And as part of your membership, you also get access to all of my past workshops as well in a very handy Google Drive folder. So if you enjoyed today, if you'd like to find out the other 2 deadly sins of sales, as well as how to master your sales and become really confident and make more money, then join me for next week's workshop. I'm going to pop the link in the comments here. Let me know in a comment too, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. I want to know what your biggest takeaway was from today. Which of those 5 deadly sales sins resonated with you the most? So just again, wrong clients, no strategy, feature focus, self-focus, and undercharging. Which of those resonates most with you? Let me know in a comment below, and I will chat to you soon. Happy pricing. Goodbye.